Hello, welcome to Altec Fusion. In this tutorial, we will be exploring the property binding in Angular with examples. In previous video, I think we covered a string interpolation. So it is also as similar as string interpolation only. There are some difference. So we will go through all the differences. Property binding is one way from component to view. As we already know, component means TypeScript, TS file, and view means HTML file. So it is also one way communication from TS to view. So you can set the properties such as class, href, source, or multiple properties are there. Then now syntax. So this is the syntax actually uh, to perform the property binding. So here in brackets we are writing property and is equal to we are assigning the value. So now actually binding target means it is a property, so we are writing it inside the square brackets, and it should match the name of the property of enclosing element. Now value is enclosed in quotes, and we can assign it to property. So the binding source means the value must be a template expression. It can be property in the component, it can be a method, or it can be a template reference variable, whatever you want. Okay, so for that we will take one example. Here you can see in app component all tech fusion is mentioned as a title. This is our channel's name. Okay, so I will write here h1 tag, and in the h1 tag will follow the same syntax which we already discussed, and I will write inner text is equal to, in double quotes we will write a title. So now if you visit the browser, you can see here all take fusion, the title is getting displayed over here as it is performing the property binding. So if I change anything in the title, I will write here please subscribe. So come back to browser, you can see Altec Fusion, please subscribe. So it is also telling you to subscribe my channel. Okay, so please subscribe. Okay, uh, so now again we will take the example of another property, that is button. Now if I want to disable or enable the button based on some variable, okay, so I will write here first I am enabled, and in property, in brackets I will write as a disabled, and I will make this property as a true. So if you visit the browser, you can see I am unable button is disabled. Okay, because we passed true over there. Now I will pass false so that it will be enabled. Now you can see I am enabled. So this is how the property binding works actually. Then we can do it by taking one variable as well. I am taking one variable as a is disabled. I think no need to show this thing, but just I'm showing it once. So I will mention it as a true, and I will take this variable and I will simply replace this manual action by that variable, and we will reload the page. You can see I'm enabled but it is disabled. Okay, because we are passing here as a true, so it is disabled. Now apart from that, this all, as we can see, this is a one way binding, means we are doing binding in one way, property binding, as values go from the component to the template. So when component value change, means for example as title is changed in component, then automatically Angular updates the view. Okay, I think one more example we will take over here, that for example now here button is there. Okay, in that button I will add one event like click, and will assign one method, that add method. Okay, and I will just display here h1 and count. So now we will take count initially as 1, and then in HTML I will again, here inner text is there, so I will simply will take same over here. Instead of title I will write here count, and I will remove this. So now I will call add method over here. We will simply call add method, and inside add method count is equal to count plus 1. Again current instance should be there, so this dot count is equal to this dot count plus 1. Now if I come back to browser, here you can see it is 1. It is disabled because we disabled it. I will make it false, so it will enable. Okay, so it is enabled. So you can see if I am clicking on the button, it is changing the value in the component through the add method. Okay, add method is getting called, and it is changing the count to count plus 1. So flow is happening from component to view. Means whenever there is change happened in component, that change is getting reflected in the view. That is a DOM actually. Okay, so now another example, another constraint is that it should not change the state of the app. I think already we discussed in the string interpolation as well. Similar, the Angular evaluates the template expression to read the values from component. So if expression changes any of the component values, then the view would become inconsistent. Means, for example, here count is there. Okay, for example, a count is there. I'm assigning some value to count over here, that is a 4. So now it is it is doing in inconsistent way. So you can see it will throw an error that bindings cannot contain assignment, like that it is throwing error. So that is the one thing, that it as it is a single view, so you cannot change or manipulate the data from view in reverse manner, that is view to component. It should be from component to view. So we cannot use operators like assignment or new or plus or decrement or incremental operators as well. Now property name should be in camel case always. As you can see, is disabled. This is a camel case, so it should follow the rules as well, similar rules. Then remember the brackets. Okay, this bracket should be closed and opened wherever required. Now one point is content security. Now what happen? Angular inspects the template expression for untrusted values and sanitizes them if found anything. Okay, for example, I think we will add one script tag in the HTML. Okay, I already written one sentence. I will copy that. Okay, directly, no need to type it again. I will simply paste it inside the component.ts. This is the text actually. So now what is happening here? This is what we call as a script injection attack. Okay, so we are writing script inside a template, and we will template means in variable we are assigning, and then we are binding this variable to the with the property binding. We have property binding, so it is a script injection attack actually. So the Angular does not allow HTML with script tags. It will treat the entire content as a string, and it will display as it is. Okay, so here I will write one more paragraph, and I will just again similar thing. I will take the first one, copy paste, and simply replace it by text. Okay, so you can see here it is simply treating it as a string, and it is displaying the it as a whole string actually. So the this is one another thing that Angular is evaluating. Now the property binding binds to the properties of DOM elements, so component and directives. I think the Angular has special syntax as well for attribute binding and all those things. So that's all about property binding. There are special bindings also there, okay, but for this video I think this much is over. In next video we will check what are the special bindings and what is the difference between string interpolation and property binding. So that's it for the today. Thanks for your patience and please subscribe. I think Angular also telling, this application is also telling you to subscribe my channel. That's it for the today. Thanks.